Hey everybody, check it out. I'm here at the 2022 North American International Auto Show with producer Zach behind the camera, and today we are talking about one special truck, the GMC Sierra AT4X AEV edition. So this is the ultimate off-road full-size GMC truck, and I want to show you what makes it so special. We're going hands-on talking about the engine, the interior, and whether or not you should get this truck over the Silverado ZR2 Bison. That's right, the sister truck to this. Now let's talk about it. Now AT4X already means that this truck is very capable. Front and rear locking diffs, you got the big off-road tires, you got the underbody protection, but the AEV edition gives you some really special goodies. Now let's start in the front of the vehicle. Very similar to other Sierras in the front until you look down and see this big chonky AEV bumper, and look at the thickness of that recovery point. Apart from maybe like an AM General Humvee, I am not sure I have seen a beefier recovery point. It'd be better if it was painted red, of course, but you could probably change that. Now, the front end of the vehicle has a winch built in, and it's a synthetic cable winch with the AEV fair lead down here and a red hook. That's good. The hood's red, no, the hook's red, so you know that's going to be nice and strong. But all joking aside, this is a good design. So a lot of these newer OEM incorporated winches, Ford Bronco, stick out pretty far in front of the bumper, but they've done a great job, General Motors and AEV, of building it in so it's nice and flush, it doesn't hang out very far. And then this fair lead, I'd probably tighten this up a little bit so it's sitting up against that, but it would look really quite good. You also have easy to access winch control here for your clutch, your engagement and disengagement there. It's nicely done. And then underneath, big chonky skid plate. So they really went nuts with the skid plate. So a couple things about this bumper. One of the big limiting factors on the Sierra AT4X is the approach angle, but because of this bumper, it improves from like 25 degrees all the way up to 32. So much better approach angle. You don't lose parking sensors, and you also don't lose the fog lamp. So you still get a lot of the functionality there. Plus, if you bump into a tree or a shopping cart or, you know, another car, right? It's nice to have that big steel front end. Now coming along the side, I gotta say, these wheels are fantastic. I love these wheels on this GMC far more than the wheels that come equipped on the Silverado ZR2 Bison. They look great. They're almost like a steel looking design. I love the finish. I love this GMC Salta embleming here with the little AEV center cap. One of the best parts about this truck. And it's also a pretty small wheel relative to the tires, so an 18-inch wheel wrapped in these Goodyear Wrangler Territory MT tires, which is a seriously aggressive tire to have on this truck. This thing should be ready to tackle just about anything straight out of the box, especially considering the locking differentials and the suspension setup. So I don't know if you can see that, a little bit of yellow poking through there, but this truck comes equipped with the Multimatic DSSV shock absorbers, which we first saw on the Colorado ZR2 a number of years back. Now along the side here, we got rock rails. So they want to make sure that they keep the side of this truck protected, keep all this valuable painted material up and out of the way, and that's where the rocker protection comes in. And it does appear to be a body mounted system, not a frame mounted, but we'll be sure to put it through the ringer, see how it does. Also underneath there, you got skid plates, transmission, you got transfer case, and your fuel tank all protected and out of the way. Now this silver finish looks good against the black, contrasting, right? A little bit of a two-tone look going on back there. Coming to the rear of the vehicle, we see GMC's multi-pro tailgate. So push this top button, and if everything lined up like it should in the world of trucks, that should open up. But of course, in my one-take video, nothing can go exactly perfectly, because that's how it goes. There we go. So top portion folds down, this folds up for longer items, keep them secure. For super long items, keep them out of the way. And then if you push this, and then the top button, and then fold it down, now you can step on up into the truck. And it's great having this little grab handle up top here. See this puppy? You can grab that, hoist yourself in super easily and super quickly. Kicker audio system, by the way. You can Bluetooth your phone or device or whatever for those ultimate tailgate funds. And then there's even a USB port with an auxiliary in there as well. So we talked about front bumper, talked about the side, talked about the awesome wheels. You also get about 0.4 inches of additional clearance. Let me put this down, this is bugging me. There we go. So 1/2 inch of additional ground clearance, and then a slightly better departure angle, like 0.4 of a degree, due to the rear bumper. Once again, big beefy steel design, still parking sensors incorporated, and I love that they have the exhaust tucked underneath, out of the way. So one of my big complaints with some of the other GMC trucks in the past taking them off-road is it's too easy to squish painted bumpers or to squish exhaust. Like if you look at the Denali, see the way that the exhaust ports come out where they poke out the rear. I've been in these trucks off-road in the past where you end up like squishing these, turning these HDMI ports into USB ports on accident. Common issue. Now, one thing worth noting on the back of this truck, you don't have the bumper step, so not quite as accessible back there, but something worth noting. Now, engine-wise, there's only one engine, only one transmission option. 6.2 liter, small block, GMC V8 or Chevy V8. 420 horsepower, I think 460 foot-pounds of torque. 10-speed automatic, not a whole lot to see underneath here. We just actually saw a new Tahoe today called the RST Performance Edition that had a different air box, different exhaust, and that upped the power in that truck a little bit. Be cool if maybe we saw those options come to the Sierra AT4X as well. Zach, I'm gonna hop in on the passenger side and we'll show them the interior. Now, interior-wise, I think this truck is a little bit nicer than the Silverado ZR2 Bison. First of all, the seats, you get AEV there on the headrests, AT4X below, but I really dig this white piping on this darker interior. It gives you a nice contrast, lightens things up a little bit. Suede headliner feels fantastic. And then stitched leather dash, right? So these are slightly classier features than what you'd find in the Silverado. We got this kind of satin gray finish there along the top portion of the dash, and then dual screens. This thing has gone fully digital in terms of its cluster as well as the infotainment, and it looks really good. Start the vehicle. It's not going to let me because I don't have the key, but you know, we'll still get the gist of it. Dual zone automatic climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats. You got your hero switches down here for your locking differentials, your hill descent control. Pop the tailgate. I love the new transmission selector. It looks really good. Got some paddle shifters there in the steering wheel. Steering wheel, a little chintzy. Could use a little thicker. You know, you get in the Raptor and you're like, wow, look at this. And this truck, it's a little bit small, a little bit thin, but something worth noting there. Let's hop in the back seat and see what that's got to offer. Of course, full-size truck, so you got full-size truck room. You do get AEV floor mats in the front of this vehicle, and then underneath the rear, some additional storage, heated rear seats. Only a small sunroof though, so you don't get the full panel sunroof like some of its competitors. But overall, which would I get? AT4X AEV edition or Silverado ZR2 Bison? For me, I like the look of the AT4X a little bit more, and I dig the wheels. The wheels are so cool. So this would probably be the truck for me. I don't think we quite have pricing yet. I know that the Silverado ZR2 is like Bison's, like high 70s, but we'll be sure to stay tuned for all that information coming up shortly. Wow, this has been a long day at the 2022 North American International Auto Show, but a huge thank you to Zach behind the camera for allowing this video to happen. If you want to check out this truck, it's going to be here over the weekend. Be sure to come on out, poke the buttons, and see what it's like. As always, it's been Tommy and Zach. We'll see you on the next video.